Hello, people of the internet.
All of them?
I think so.
Oh, there goes the notification.
Um, I'll say that for later. We got stuff. We got stuff to talk about.
Yeah, this one could be a little longer, possibly.
Damn straight.
Well, I mean, I know it's not our superpower to do match reviews, but I mean, when everything is the greatest thing you've ever seen in your entire life.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, super producer Hendrix taking charge. Look at this guy.
Yeah, I
Does he
don't.
have the payroll?
Should he?
The answer is no.
The answer to that is also no.
I don't know why you were thinking so long. Consider it free advertising rights. He can advertise his stuff at any time he chooses fit.
I mean, everyone always does it anyway.
That's forgot. You know what? While I was being funny, I forgot that Hendrix was actually here. You know what? You can still be the super producer. You can have a title. Sometimes instead of a raise, it's nice to have a title.
Yeah.
And plus, the replacement is on its way, I'm sure. I think Juno has so much free time. You guys should probably just do a Thursday show.
I think I'm offering him a position under us. If you would like, Hendrix, you could be our first unpaid intern.
And your first job is to clean up the weeb zone in the junkyard. He knows I love him, right? You can't say let's go and then I buried him when he was the first person on. Now I feel bad. You know what? All my good vibes are gone. I was feeling really good about today. Oh no, I ruined everything.
Well, I was gonna
All
go
right,
through
never
the
mind. He's cleaning.
I was gonna go through the process of sharing my own links, but I don't have to do that anymore.
No, you don't. You got super producer. See, he's got a title. There's some typing going on. You just bop around here for another second. Did you have any news on Komomo's face? It wasn't in the news either. Still.
Um, I don't know. Is it broken? Probably.
Yeah, that's all right.
It happens.
And I've been trying to collect my thoughts all day, and it's hard because there's just so much excitement. Like I woke up this morning and I was like, I think everything is finally right with the world, and I didn't know how to feel about that. And all day long, I got some Tam Nakano's theme in my head. I can't shake it. But don't worry, and then it's usually followed by Utami, yeah. And then as I'm delivering my route, people just start looking at me funny. Like, what?
I mean, I've been known to blast Crusade driving down my block. That's how I start every morning. Almost.
What's Crusade?
It's what you talk about when you don't want to start a podcast. Let's go.
It's time?
It's time.
Right now?
Yes.
We didn't get the go ahead from the super producer yet. He might still be cleaning. All right, let me see if I can. I gotta catch my breath here. Okay, you got the thumbs up. Super producer says stream is good. And so with that, I would like to say welcome to the Stardom Fan Podcast. I'm Mark.
Yes, you are.
Oh, still say your name. I asked for
Oh.
a minute, but I still wanted people to know who you were.
I'm Juno.
Yes, and today isn't just a podcast. Today is not just a live stream. Today is a celebration, Juno. It is a celebration. Everything that has been wrong with the world, starting from the end of Tag League, the past 6 months, everything was fixed in 4 simple hours. They decided to do it. We have Hanan version 2.0. We got new era starting left and right, including the new era. And did you get your care package in the mail today?
What care package?
It was insane. Like it was like overnighted from Japan.
Mm-hmm.
It had like these little like glitter all over it, and I was it came with instructions to drink the Kool-Aid 6 ounces every 2 hours, like on the 2 hours, and I am an all in into the cult. It's party time, baby. Now
Oh
I gotta
god.
catch my breath.
Ugh. Jeez, you don't usually make me swig the moonshine before the podcast is over.
Oh no, I mean seriously, it is nothing
You
but
drink the
feeling good. I mean,
Kool-Aid, I'll drink the moonshine. What happened? You're back?
I don't know. Like, remember? I mean, I've been talking to my therapist about it. I mean, it's been crazy ever since. Uh, what was it? Last November? Like, well, I think we diagnosed the fact that Nene broke me, and then in one day, everything is righted with the world. I mean, we could have got the cherry on top, and Kashima should be the high speed champion, but you can't get everything you want, right? No, just everything you need. Yeah, you don't always get what you want, but sometimes you get what you need. And Grand Queendom was everything a wrestling fan needs.
By the way, I just put my waveform thing on the screen for people watching on YouTube. So, are we entirely sure you're not an AI? Like,
Me?
did the new patch update come out?
I know it put me in a good mood for the first time in a while. Nah, it was just so good. I mean, uh, in the you know what started off fun too. What was your experience? The few people that joined you, Quincy was kind enough, one of our fans and friends of the channel, um, invited us to a watch party of his, and it was fantastic. And it was the first time I ever attempted to watch any Japanese show live. I checked out at about 3 in the morning. What time did it end for you?
um, when the sun came up, and then a little longer than that.
I know I was watching the replay. And you already watched it, but you're still watching it with me because I think you were hoping that it was a dream and that there was different endings for you too. And I was like,
Our
so
friend
the final.
Quincy wanted me to share this. Yeah, yeah. That's
Well, that's good.
that was good.
Oh, but that's what. So you end up like, oh, so it's the main event. Like, what time was that for you? He's like, you're like, I don't know, 7, like in the morning. Like, wow.
I don't know. Time to a time for like I'm glad the pay per view wrapped up when it did, so that I could like start working.
I know. I told you, I'm like, it would have been so irresponsible. I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, one more. And of course, they, it's just like whenever we watch a Stardom show, but this one was like, so good from top to bottom, pretty much. Because I'm like, all right, I'll stay up and watch the Battle Royal. And then what was next after that? I'm like, all right, you know what? It's a little early. That ended quick. I can stay up and watch Muscle Mommy with her two bitches, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, what do we have? We have Starlight. So now I'm like, oh, okay, well, I might as well watch this. And then they were like, oh, wait, what do they have? Well, I watched a ton of matches before I passed out because I finally was, the Himika match is like a couple, now it's like 3 or 4, closing in on 3 or 4 in the morning. I'm like, well, now I gotta watch Himika's and Micah's match. And then luckily they put, as soon as that was over, they put 7 Up on the screen. I was like, all right, I can go to bed now. Because little did I know, I might have pulled an all-nighter after that.
But first, the show starts with a rumble that we don't really need to get into except for two things. First of all, I don't have the links to any socials, but if you want to send good wishes to Momo Kogo, who got roughed up in the stupid little rumble they had, like, she's got a Twitter and an Instagram and whatnot. Yeah,
Just slide into her DM, say, hey, you're really cool. Sorry, Sakurai landed on your face.
Yes. But more importantly, to all the common people who came to Yokohama Arena, I'm going to enjoy fine wine while you, the common people, can share and eat Yokohama shimi bentos.
Wait, I want one of those.
Well, she's the runner-up Cinderella, and it's only natural she's the last one in the Rumble, right?
Oh, can I just say that she finally beat the Muscle Machines, and they even got
All
a new
of
member
them.
in Evil Uno. Yeah, she beat Evil Uno and then the other two.
All in one night. To be fair, it was like a 20-person Rumble that she never... I think she got in the ring, busted Komomo's face, and then left the ring, and then came back, but she beat the Muscle Machines.
Yeah, well, her ladyship, you can't expect her to do too much work.
By the way, there's 3 Muscle Machines. It's like, and one of them took all the muscle. There's like one Muscle Machine, there's a really tall lady, and then there's a gremlin. And my Sakurai beat them all. Yeah, and then moving on to the next match of the pre-show. Hey!
アークソンブレードジェネラルリーパーイズザトップカワイイオブザコスモス Go
We glossed over Archon Blade.
Thanks, buddy.
I can't concentrate. I can't speak when Utami's theme is playing. It goes too hard. Archon Blade is the top kawaii of the cosmos. That never always gets a chuckle out of me.
Damn right.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, dude. Welcome.
I forgot to say that too. Is while it lasts, because I assume it'll, by the time the stream's done, will somehow have been demonetized. We have like the super chats are back, and then we got the channel memberships, which you were asking me to pull that.
Which comes with super cool icons.
Yeah.
Why spam AZM when you can just put her picture on? Because I'm sure Juno made one of those.
Yeah, if I click on a different any video. Wait. Oh, I can't what happened?
You can't subscribe to yourself? What kind of nerd are you?
No, there's supposed to be a join button unless I somehow joined and I'm paying myself. Next to the subscribe button, I thought there was a join button. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, that was a fail.
They fucked us already.
Yeah, they're probably fucked already. We had
there was one more story. Hanan 2.0 came out.
Oh yeah.
Damn. Hanan all growed up. Fantastic. In the picture that is on the website of the one picture they have of her flying through it, I'm almost feeling Capital Saki vibes. I don't know what it is.
Hanan all grown up. Whoops. Oh yeah. Hello. I forgot that I can't do Discord on 2 different tabs. I'm a dummy. I was trying to search for something.
Archon Blade says he'll be here. He'll be here. Thanks, guys. Match 2.
Boom, baby. The show Hanan.
Oh, there she is. There you go. It took that long.
Look at that gear.
Like a completely different person. It's unbelievable.
But still just as kawaii. Next, we had the team of all of Oedo Tai that they don't want to do anything with. And then a bunch of white girls and Muscle Mommy.
Yeah, I
And
liked the Club Venus undercard girls with Thekla leading the way, right?
and it ends with, oh, it was ended pretty interestingly. So Raka gets her box, and then they go to use it, and Mariah May catches the box, and she looks like she's gonna use it, and she throws it to Thekla, and she goes, "You use it," and Thekla says, "No," and then next thing you know, there's some arguing. There's a Kishikashi, and there's some very happy bean sprouts. So I don't know what that
Yeah,
was.
Kishikashi's good stuff.
So that partnership lasted half a match. I'm not trying to skim through some of this stuff, but if I don't got nothing, well, I was gonna say if I don't have anything nice to say, but that's not really my gimmick now anymore. I don't know. Anything to say about this super high speed tag 20-minute time limit match?
No.
I mean, Starlight's pretty cool.
Starlight was in it.
Starlight has some really cool gear now.
Yeah.
And I think that her other friend is challenging for the high speed belt.
Really? How many friends does this girl have? Why does she keep sending her friends after her? Why doesn't she just fight for it herself?
She does. She has. It doesn't go very well for her.
Did she do it yet this year? She still gets another turn. She gets them quarterly or something, I thought.
The problem with being forever foes is you kind of don't for you to have a rival or a foe at some point, don't you have to beat them?
Yeah, that's sort of how that works.
Let's see. I had something on this next match, which was Fuwa-chan and Hazuki, who I think is training Fuwa-chan. Fuwa-chan being, as I've been told, like a big celebrity. And an even bigger celebrity, Utami Hayashishida, teaming with Miyu Amasaki. Oh, here we go. You could talk about the match, but I found this article. I'm gonna assume it's because we have two giant TV reality stars, or actually, I don't know if Fuwa-chan's on TV, but I know Utami's a huge TV star. They aired their match on national TV. I found that fascinating.
Oh, really? That's cool. I'm gonna tell, just by her like weird, I guess I call it weird. I don't know. You know, all the weird colors and all that stuff. I was predisposed just to think she was another bubble girl and not like, was it Fuwa-chan?
Fuwa.
And even though Hazuki's pretty cool, and I actually was pleasantly surprised.
I mean, yeah, she seems like she cares about pro wrestling. It's not, you know how it goes with celebrities.
How did these losers keep getting the mic after the match?
I don't know. Why did Hazuki take the mic?
Hey, what the fuck did you just say?
Let's read this. Hazuki, when Amasaki sends Suzuki out of the ring, Utami aims for a lariat and an Amasaki DDT. Utami landed a German. The count is 1, 2, 3. Amasaki. Fuwa-chan, I'm really proud of being your classmate. Utami. Listen carefully, kid. This is professional wrestling. Utami and Amasaki exit. Notice how there's about 15 paragraphs for the losers, and Utami just says, "Yeah, that was really cool, right?" And then walks out. What was that about?
She's too cool.
She's definitely really cool.
Hey, just because I got preoccupied because I was looking because it's not on there. I thought maybe it was a setting, but for the super chats and stuff, because otherwise Hendrix is never gonna get paid. But I don't want you to look for it now. I was just wondering. You never had to do it before, but I don't think it would let. I was trying to do it on the back end, check settings, but with my luck, I'll screw up the stream. So I wanted to get out of that.
Well, there's your answer. Your channel is no longer eligible to monetize.
Already?
Apparently. Well, there's that.
Huh. Hey, we said by Monday. Hey, do we know us or what?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. All right. What did you do this time? Every time you come on and hang out with Hendrix and show your tits on the live stream, the next thing I know is that we're getting slapped.
Every time I decide, hey, I'll do a solo live stream, and then I'm like, I don't know what happened.
So someone gave me 11 didgeridoos to freaking take a shot of a shot of moonshine. Next thing you know, is the next morning, and so much for the partnership program.
But there's still Kofi. I can't take that away from me yet.
Yeah, and the Patreon. It's tons of fun. All right, back to the show. At least we got that under it.
At least that makes more sense. I'm like, hey, I don't see it. I was just excited about the channel membership because it was like $2, and then you got a whole bunch of emojis when we do these live streams. That's all I really want. Can I keep?
No, I don't even want any of the partner membership. Can't you just like let? Fuck them. You know what? We ranted about that last week. Fuck them. But you know who's not to fuck them? The next match, which I was ready to be like a match of the year, and it was all right.
Yeah, I guess it was pretty good.
End of the Himika retirement tour.
The end of the line.
The almost end of the line. So Micah versus Himika, and I tell you what, just like right off the bat, I mean you had a take which makes sense, but it's more sad for the girls watching the girls around her react. You're like, why is everyone so sad for Himika? She chose to leave, and she's getting her wish.
Yeah,
I think my issue is like everyone else crying around her, where it's just like, oh, I more feel bad for everyone she's leaving, you know.
Well, as we'll get to after we like talk about this match, you never say never in wrestling. Like who really retires, but like no one ever says 100%, unless you're Himika, who said this is 100% happening.
The Venus, I believe, guest ring announces this, right?
Yep.
So introduces the princess and Micah for the final match. They did all the hits, I suppose, right? I mean, they hit each other pretty hard. There was a headbutt, I believe, for some crazy reason. Stuff like that. The only thing that sticks out to me, and I actually rewatched it because I was like, oh, and you caught the audio more than I did, and so I'd like you to touch on it too. But even the watch party we were listening to, I caught it before I did. It was like some people were starting to be like, "Oh my god," because Micah, like you could tell, like 3 moves before the finish, like she's crying. I'm like, "Oh my god!" And then I rewatch it, and she's, "Oh my god, yeah." The ending was emotional. Just watching Micah's face like slowly lose it.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before. There's no point. Well, I never got the phrase "there's no point crying over spilt milk" because I've never spilt milk and I wouldn't cry over it anyway. But
well, if you never did it, you don't know that.
Oh, that's true. Well, I've spilt milk if I never cried over it.
You didn't spill. All right, I have.
Yeah, you gotta talk about it.
No, I'm over it. I'm happy now. I'm back. The world is right.
Well, I was gonna say you don't cry over spilt milk or Joshi retirements. But
no, because they're not supposed to last. But
they go hard as fuck. People are saying, well, what is she supposed to do if she's not a wrestler? Like, I don't know. She's like 24 and young and athletic and good looking and can talk and can fucking work at Subway if she wanted to. Like, everyone's just assuming, like, well, she has to be a wrestler. I'm like, well, she could probably be really good at other stuff too.
I mean, I don't know. Look at her. She's a monster. That's one hell of a Walmart. I mean, maybe I could see her as a mechanic, like taking the lug nuts off with her bare hands.
Get the jack. Nah, it's okay. We got Himika.
Maybe she could be the next Wonder Woman or something.
Maybe that'd be cool.
Yeah, she has Amazon vibes. I can see that. Well, they're going towards the end, and I didn't hear it the first time, and then when you told me, so I don't know if I actually heard it or you put it in my brain, but as she's pinning her, you sort of could barely catch Micah going, kick out.
Pronouns, pal.
Huh?
Pronouns, pal. When who's pinning who?
When she's pinning her.
Oh, okay.
when
Makes
Micah's
sense.
going for the final pin.
Maikanoku
and
driver.
Yeah, and right at like the 2 count, you just sort of hear kick out. Like Micah's like pleading, please kick out. Don't let this be true. And then she doesn't.
Yep.
And then, like you said, that's why I feel sorry for her, because even backstage, you check it out, or all the time, Himika's like, yeah, I'm pretty thankful it's over, and it still feels like her best friend's trying to hold it together. Like,
yeah, and then they put her, and then she had to go like take her gear off, come back out. She's wearing a Himika shirt, and then they make Micah do commentary for the rest of the show. Like
I'll tell you, that's
every
one thing I
time
was not expecting.
Every time they cut to Micah, she just like, dude, I don't give a shit. What am I supposed to say?
Dude, like, I was pretty surprised that so you go through all this, you go through the emotional retire, you say your goodbyes, you grab the mic, you say goodbye, you get the hug, and then you still have to finish the night of work. You still had to work ringside.
Yeah, Himika still had to.
Like, oh, you can't go home yet. Yeah.
Well, that's what when people were saying never say never, except that Himika did say never, 100% never, 1,000 times never. She said that she didn't really care, and she's like, yeah, it is what it is. I'm just retiring. Until they made her work ringside the rest of the match, and she's like, basically, they did was it DDM? Yeah, DDM versus Cosmic Angels match.
Yeah.
After this, well, not after this, but whatever. Whatever match she was at ringside for, that she had this thought. She just was seeing her friends wrestle, and she's there at ringside, and she's like, "Huh, I'm never gonna do that again." And she's like, "Well, that's when I got sad for the first time." So not even 15 minutes after retirement.
Yeah, I did tell you to follow her if since you like the social media, because I am definitely interested in what she does next.
Yeah, so that I can go shop at whatever Walmart she's a greeter at.
Or whatever site she ends up doing. Was it that? What you telling me that with Kyrie or somebody? Or maybe it's Capital Saki. They're just like, I make so much more money on my shop, I don't have to wrestle more than twice a year. Maybe Himika just goes that route. It's like, you can just go to Himika.com. I mean, she can't go to. I'm just gonna gobble up HimikaFan.com real fast, so she can't use that one. But
already taken.
Already taken. That's all I have to say about that. It was good. I was expecting it to be a match of the month contender for me, and emotions aside, and another take that you had that was fantastic was, yeah, it was emotional, but like it's been emotional for 3 months. Like I'm done. Like
Yeah,
you
that's
retired 3 months ago. You did. Now watch the last match you'll ever have versus Ami. I'm like,
the
oh, I didn't know
last
she ever had
time
a match
she'll
versus
ever.
Ami.
But it's the last time you'll ever see it. Could be the
I
first
was
time. It
more
could be the
upset. It
last
was
time.
Yeah. I was more upset. It was going to be the last time I'm going to see Ali Kababa.
Yeah, we had that thought too on the Corkin show before this. You're like, are you? It was the last My Himi tag team versus Ali Kabababa Kabam Ali Kaba reunited, Shuri and Julia, and we had the same thought. I'm like, are you also way more excited to see Ali Kaba than My Himi?
Yeah, I was all in.
Yeah, and that's another good example. Remember the last time Ali Kaba fought was the last time, and then they fought together again.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's because it was a wish. That's why this time it was the real last time.
Okay.
Unless Micah retires, then they can fight again.
But that was so true. She had like a 3-month retirement tour where it said the last time you'll see her versus Natsupoi, the last Himika match versus blah 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 XYZ. And she said in her last press conference was exactly how I feel. She said something like, I've already said everything I wanted to say, so like no point crying over it. I'm just gonna go out and have a match and be done. And that's the
And
end.
that's what happened.
And that's what happened. And Micah should go back to having black hair. I don't like the red hair. I don't know.
The problem with that is when I first started, I don't know what it was. Maybe it's the hips, but when I first started watching, and they might have had similar vibes to me. I always got this might be sacrilege to you, but watching matches for the first couple of months, I swear I always got Utami and Micah mixed up, and now Micah's going back to like old Utami here. I'm like, oh no, no. If we could give Utami her big old red hair back, that'd be a-okay.
That would be okay for sure. It's also funny too because I think Himika said in plenty of interviews like years and years ago, like however old she is now, 24, 25. She's like, yeah, in 5 years when I'm 25, I'm going to quit wrestling. And everyone was like, okay. And now that 5 years have gone by and she's quitting wrestling.
Yeah, how many people actually stick to that though? I mean, good on her. You know, it's like I'm only gonna work fast food for 2 years. It's like, oh no, now I'm the general manager. There's no getting out now. I'm only gonna do Uber Eats while I get back on my feet.
Can you imagine like Himika just crashing on her friends' couches? I just
riding her bicycle around Tokyo with Uber Eats. Ring ring.
He's like, Julia, I just need to stay on your couch for a couple weeks.
Yeah,
Mayu.
listen. Remember all you people that said like you loved me and I was awesome? I mean, yeah. Ko-fi.com/Himika
/Stardom fan.
/Stardom fan. the So the beginning of the show was fine. It was just a good normal show. Yeah, until the retirement. Then it started heating up a little bit. The emotions started running wild. Um, the people we were watching with was fun. It was emotional. We all laughed and cried together. But now the resurrection of Stardom starts. The new era. Everything that was wrong becomes right.
So you might be looking
And the
at these
reason
pictures on the screen right now, and you might be saying, "Who's that pretty lady?" With the
I know now we had Ami 2.0. She went ahead and got the same facelift that Hanan did.
I know they look like they got the same hairdresser, same costume designer. Like Ami's got a whole new look. And
Yeah,
Mariah's Mariah's gonna be Mariah. There's something I guess I don't know what the word is, endearing, comforting about like Mariah is just gonna be at Mariah level and she's just gonna cruise along and she's got like Ami on one end of the curve and Shuri on the other, and they're fucking both psycho, but you know, Mariah's just gonna be Mariah.
just The Rock, right? Just always there, doing nothing but having great matches and clap, clap, clapping all the way to titles.
Yes.
Out of when we're looking at it before the show starts, I'm like, there was like two title matches I probably thought there could have been a change, and two I thought
And
there was a 0% chance.
and
I
this was one of
thought
them.
Ami and Mariah. Yep, Mariah was in the zero category for me.
Yeah, I didn't think she'd win her first title 2 days after becoming Cinderella.
Is that her wish, or is there a chance we're gonna have? I mean, okay, if I was to tell you 3 days ago that, hey, what do you think about Ami 2 belts? Like, like, are you kidding me? Who?
Oh god, I'm so happy to see you gone. I'm looking at this picture. I fucking hate her so much, man. And I try to keep it positive and not hate on people's favorite wrestler, but fuck you, I hate her so much.
Yeah, I actually I did like the 30-second skip through the entire match. I stopped at one point when Abi bench presses Nene to like the front row. I'm like, oh, That was all right.
Yeah, and there's a part where I think Yu's like, I can do that because, when you're fat and your gimmick in wrestling has to be you're also really strong. And I think she tries to pick up Ami, like, I'll do that to you now. And she couldn't pick Ami. She couldn't even pick Momo Kogo up or Saki, let alone Ami, a powerhouse. So she's just got Ami, she's got her arms up, and she's basically, Ami is laying on, she's using her head to hold her up, and it looks really pathetic. And then somehow I think Ami picked herself up off of Yu's shoulders and checked herself into the front row because she felt so embarrassed for her.
It's gonna go to a take we have. It's like we've decided like we're not just picking on big girls. We're picking on big girls who are horseshit.
Big.
Because when it comes to that Shuri match, like I don't know her name either. The big girl she fought was effing awesome. But you can't like be 3 times bigger than everybody and not be able to pick them up.
Well, you
That's what
can,
makes her suck.
but you can't pretend that that you can. It pisses me off when you can't. You can't pick up 40-pound Momo Kogo, but then you try to pick up Mirai.
Oh yeah, that's an even better take. Like if she's just gonna throw her weight around, that's
Yeah.
one thing. But yeah, don't act like you're gonna start bench pressing people.
Unless you can bench press people.
Unless you can, like Ami.
Yes.
We have one of the funkiest finishes I've ever seen, and I don't even know if So, quite frankly, I'm not sure, according to any wrestling rules anywhere, that it was like 100% legit. However, I do believe that the end justifies the means, and if it was the Stardom screw job, the Cinderella screw job to get the titles off them, I'm okay with it. Is that possible? It was a ring out. So the titles changed on a ring out. 7 out up is counted
Oh,
out
that's
while
a
trying
good.
to rush into the ring.
That's a good.
But they're stopping them from going in the ring.
Yeah, but that's a good call. But I choose to just believe that Yu's an idiot and just messed it up herself. I don't know. They did a weird thing. Yeah, they're doing a weird thing. Well, first of all, I was confused because they won on a count out and they got the titles, which I guess that's just an American wrestling thing where it has to be a pinfall or submission. So they win the titles on a count out.
Well, I wanted to jet in because I've heard that before. Like out of all the goofy things that ended here, like even on
well, I'm not saying it's goofy, just that I didn't know that was the rule.
So. Well, it is because we were never raised like that. But what I wanted to touch on, which keeps it like interesting, is like since I've been watching New Japan for a very long time, and even in there they would always say if this ends in a count out, the titles will change, but it's never happened. So that's why I want to say, you know how they say, I think that used to be your AEW take. You're like, can they just disqualify someone once a year so they know it can happen? So once a decade, there was just one of those things where it's a strange rule, but they're going to let it happen like once so it can happen.
Yeah. I'll at least give AEW credit for that. Like the first 1 or 2 weeks, like the show went on the air in like 2019, 2020, they had like a time limit draw because I'm like, oh, yeah, they have time limits, and they've never done it again, but it could happen.
It could happen.
Yeah, I was just confused because Yu gets up on the apron and is standing on the. She's standing on the apron with her hands in the top rope. And that's always been a rope break, getting onto the apron, because they let you fight forever on the apron and they never start counting. So that's why I thought it was. You make a good call about maybe there was something fishy there.
Yeah, it was the screw job. But and it was also weird because then they basically played like linemen. They were blocking her from coming in. Now we've seen that before and sometimes often, and I think this past week where
do you remember? Because I just had this thought a while ago. They did Ami and Mirai versus Yu and Nene, and something weird happened, and Yu was no selling all of their moves, and then she wasn't. I don't remember how the match ended, but I remember Mirai being fucking pissed, and she stormed to the back, and you can hear her screaming.
Dude, that was Tag League. That was one of the first times I started hating them more than ever.
But do you remember that? Because the way the camera angle too is they have when they come out from whatever their backstage area, they have that little curtain. But Mirai just threw that shit to the side, so you could see her storm into the back, just pissed.
Yeah, she didn't do the claps, nothing. She left. She was mad. I think it got like one of those things where like the pull apart at the end got a little extra stiff, and yeah, she wasn't. Yeah, Mariah did not like you. So
Yeah.
new era getting the belts here. Maybe that was payback. That was the screw job, huh?
Yeah. Or this is the only real feud in wrestling I want to see now. It's the only. How about a little truth in my art?
I never want to see them again.
That's true.
Well, so I guess one of our belts came back to Stardom. Do you think the other tag belt has a chance?
No.
Although there's two girls. No, because yeah, Natsupoi is the only one I know from here. The artist
because
Stardom.
because only like one third of the artist belts will ever be seen again.
Oh my god. I don't know. I'll tell you what though in a second. But we have the Artisan Championship match. We have Kairi teaming up with Natsupoi, teaming up with bigger Natsupoi against against
Blue
Kurumi
Risa
Suzu and Risa Sera. Yeah, Blue Risa Sera, Red Risa Sera, the Prominence girls, who have also had the belts for too long, but they started to grow on me. I definitely didn't hate them as much.
Oh yeah, when they don't roll around in Legos and thumbtacks, they're actually decent wrestlers.
Which you say every match, you like it makes you mad, and I don't blame you. But the fact is, if they like it, they like it. You're like, why? Every time halfway through a Prominence match, you're like, you know what pisses me off? That these girls are so effing good, and they would just rather roll around in light tubes. I'm like, well, if that's what they want to do. He's like, but they shouldn't have to. I'm like, well, if that's what they want to do.
Hey, Shuri's on my side. Risa Sera, Blue Risa Sera, real Risa Sera, challenged Shuri for the red belt, and then after the match, she's like, that was awesome, but you kept cheating and trying to use a fucking kendo stick, and it was bullshit. Let's just have her. She's like, you can join God's Eye, or you could come to Stardom, and I'll have a rematch. If just wrestle, please. You're so good. And then she said, nah, I think I'm gonna go make a horror movie.
My biggest takeaway that stands out to me is one. I remember thinking that Kyrie didn't seem to. I love Kyrie, and I usually think she's a A+ wrestler, but she might not have just like melded with Prominence. But then again, they were throwing them in the first row and playing with weapons, so that could have been a style she wasn't really into. But boy, Big Natsupoi is fucking amazing.
Big Natsupoi.
Am I wrong?
Let's just never agree to never say her real name.
I have no idea what it is.
She's gonna make you say her name.
Absolutely.
Acknowledge me.
Yeah, I don't know. I really yeah. Well, considering I say how much I like her, I might as well go out of my way of. I didn't want to learn her name because that makes it real. Is it Soroyano? Does that sound about right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, a bigger girl, and I don't know. She was just everything she did looked great. And then the pin, like it was the funniest pin I've ever, most amazing pin I've ever seen in my life. So she pins Suzu, right? It goes somewhere from a German to some kind of crazy spider crawl where she's holding Suzu's arms down with her arms down, and then she instead of just bridges, she bridges onto Suzu's legs. Suzu is eating her own kneecap. Like it's count to 1,000, or as long as she can hold that move. Because my God. And what does this mean for the artist championships? Is Kyrie full time? Is Big Natsupoi work for us, or is just little Natsupoi going to run around with her orange belt?
I think she's gonna have the longest reign of any artist champion of all time. Because you can tell me I'll see Kyrie on a pay-per-view. You can tell me I'll see other Natsupoi on a pay-per-view. You're gonna get the two of them together. That's not happening very often.
I don't know, but I like this team, and I even like the way it looked at the later on in the show when you got to see all of them together.
No, but Soroi is gonna. I don't know if Kyrie's in Cosmic Angels. That doesn't seem right. But Soroi is gonna. Unfortunately for Tam, she's already lost her Natsupoi in Cosmic Angels. And, well, I guess that's the only other. Is it just Natsupoi and Tam? That's the only angels left.
Basically, right? And when I say after this match, I'm like, oh no, now what the hell's Tam gonna do?
Yeah, because she's already
Boy has a belt.
lost. She's already lost her Natsupoi. It's happened.
She's like, I'm gonna tell you what, Tam. This whole like CD thing and Dancing to the Ring was pretty cool, but you know who else is pretty cool? Like this big girl, and like Kyrie. Like Kyrie wanted to wrestle with me. No offense, but it's
Well,
Kyrie.
I don't know. There's only two options here. Poi is either an evil mastermind, or she just she just can pick winning teams, and she keeps okay, there's three options. Either she's really smart and knows how to pick winning teams and keeps jumping ships. B, this is all part of her master plan somehow. It's just she's really the puppet master behind Stardom. Or C, which is probably more accurate, she's really easily led astray. She's like, but Kyrie is so cool, Tam.
Yet she's the pet of another trio too.
Yeah, she never.
Yeah.
I thought she didn't want to be a pet.
She can't help it.
They even gave her a dog collar. Natsupoi with the choker is okay with me.
Yeah, everything was cool about that. So that was good. So match number two, a second match in a row. Just the wheels are turning and everything is becoming right. Like just everything that should happen is happening.
Yeah,
when was the last time that happened? When Shuri beat Utami? Like that was when that was the night Saya won. Like we haven't had a feel good show like this in way too long.
I like how they formatted. I think their tag team name is Restart, but on the website it just says Kyrie Group comment for their backstage comments. Just Kyrie Group.
Told you she was the leader. You said she was having the. You said
no,
she
the blue
took the pink belt, which meant the.
She's the eye candy.
The bitch belt, right? Yeah, the eye candy. Well.
Well, I mean, let's look at the facts. Kyrie has. I don't know if it works 100%, but Kyrie has the pink belt. Who else has had the pink belt?
Kashima.
Himika.
Yeah. All right. Eye candy belt.
Mina Shirakawa. The orange belt, and then the blue belt's the leader belt, because Mina Shira, or not Mina, Tam Nakano,
who hit it? My Himi boy.
The leader, Natsupoi.
Oh, so Poi got demoted.
Yeah, and then the orange
not
belt.
Not only did she leave, but she got demoted.
No, but she's got. It's not a demotion. It's just like. The blue belt's the leader belt. This is just my theory. Like it's hard. I'll start stuttering over my words if I have to try to think who had what belt when, even though it's in my mind for some reason.
I was just gonna ask you to repeat the same exact thing and see if you said the same thing twice. You know, like a personality test. You keep asking the same question to wait for them to screw up.
Yeah. The blue belt's the leader belt. The pink belt's the eye candy, and the orange belt is the I'm gonna knock bitches' teeth out belt.
Oh.
So that's Poi's new job. She's the demolition man.
All right, I like it.
I mean, can you think of a flaw in that logic?
No, I can usually not think of a flaw in any of your logic.
So that was really good. Also, Suzu left Prominence, so that was news.
She done quit?
She done quit. Yeah,
really?
They put out a statement.
Is she coming here? I tell you what, I don't know if it's just our group of weirdos in our community in Discord, but dude, like, there's a lot of Suzu fans out there, and I'm pretty sure I'm one of them. Is she like coming here, or is she freelancing, or what do you think's happening?
I'm pretty sure that I don't care.
Oh, really? Come on, you like Red Risa Sarah?
I don't even know her name.
She had a match of the year versus Saya Kamatani.
I could have a match of the year with Saya Kamatani.
Which is a perfect segue to the match of one of the matches of the night. Mina Shirakawa, just a few short months out from returning after one of the most devastating injuries in wrestling history. She didn't lose her smile. She had her smile broken at the evil, dastardly hands of Saya Kamatani. Can Mina make it right? Can she get her revenge on the dirty, dastardly Saya? Maybe.
Sorry, my microphone went out. What? My headset. Sometimes it just goes out and I can't hear what you're saying. Did you say
Well,
that our Stardom's protagonist Saya Kamatani had to go up against the biggest heel in all of wrestling, Mina Shirakawa?
well, the way I see it is that it's a classic like Dusty style redemption arc, if you will. I mean,
Oh,
Mina's coming back after being.
don't be buttering me up with Dusty Daddy.
I mean, Mina did it.
She gonna get
So I
funky
mean,
like
look.
a monkey.
So she gets funky like a monkey, and she needed revenge. Saya plays dirty. She has loaded shin pads or something, busting faces, and
She's got
you know.
big bony bird knees. It's not her fault.
It's yeah. You know what? I was wrong. Saya weighs all of fucking 82 pounds. If you get your face broken from that landing on you,
I knew Mina was in trouble when she came out like tanned. Like when she came out tanner than Saki from Colors, I was like, oh, she means business.
yeah, and she did. Uh, what do you think about working a body part the entire match?
Oh, you mean like when it's not a video game with like a health bar and like they just like do moves like hacking away till like the boss is dead?
I love a lot of the flashy stuff, and I love Mina Ric Flair and the fuck out of
No,
these girls sometimes.
don't say Ric Flair. Like Ric Flair's never attacked the leg like Mina did. She had four. Ric Flair
uh,
did like the same two shitty moves because he was a shitty wrestler. Uh, to break down a leg, he would kick you in the leg and then he would like knee you in the leg and then he would put you in a figure four and then the match would be over. Actually, that's not true because no one's ever actually lost to a figure four. But maybe they would have. Maybe someone would lose to a figure four if he was as good as Mina Shirakawa is at attacking a body part.
hmm.
You ever think about that? I hate. I slept on
Yes.
it. I slept on it, and I was bummed because I just got on board with Saya being the protagonist of Stardom. And then right when I got on board, like it all gets taken away. And I like Mina, and she's gonna have a fun little time with her cosmic colors club Venus girls.
I like the match. I like her pace of picking a leg because that's how she wants to do it. I was also with you because I've always been pretty much a Saya fan to the point I wanted her to be number one once on our power rankings. And then she cried a lot, so that was a bummer. And then like last time we saw her, she started getting crazy. She spits green mist. She's getting like the crazy eyes. I'm like, oh, well, that's the Saya
Mmm.
Kamatani I want. And then you're right. Then they took it away from us. They're like, oh, I just started liking you again 3 days ago.
Well, so what you're saying is that Mina got in her head, and instead of fighting like a Golden Phoenix, she was trying to fight like a Mina Shirakawa. So it sounds like there's a 5-star coming along pretty soon in the end of June, I think. Saya Kamatani needs to build her way back to the top. Book it.
Oh, wait a sec. Okay, because I just thought of two separate things now. That is fantastic. All right, so like, yeah, Mina beats Saya with like a super DDT off the top rope, like the Impaler DDT, and like Saya's dead. So count to 100. I was thinking to myself, my goodness, I like these forever foes. At least finish the year off
No,
fighting
what?
each other.
She beat her with a figure four driver. She's the only person I've ever seen turn a figure four into. How could I put someone in a figure four and then drop them on their head? Mina's amazing.
Yeah. Well, she did the big. Oh yeah, that's right. She did the like neck breaker where she lifts her up and like drops her on her knee or something, right? That was pretty. That was pretty brutal. Uh, I wanted to see this match again, like 3 more times. However, the last time Tam
Right
Nakano
there.
had a belt. What?
Right there. Figure four driver.
Oh, you're gonna make her submit and get counted, count to 3 all at the same time. My question to you is, last time Tam Nakano had a belt, who took it away from her?
Some chick from Queen's Quest.
Oh, Saya Kamatani. So maybe Saya, maybe, you know what? Saya was the Cinderella, then the longest reigning white belt champ. Maybe Saya needs to win. Saya comes up and now she wins the 5-star Grand Prix.
Longest
Oh,
reigning.
things could be happening.
That's a little wishful thinking. I wish
Or
she
we
was
could
the
just see her
longest.
versus Mina a couple more times. One of the two.
I wish she was the longest reigning white belt champion.
Or most defenses, just because she worked harder.
Just
Can't
because
hold that against her.
Just because she was better.
Obviously.
Mina.
Yeah, Mina's a champ. Saya was like happy for her afterwards. They were doing the whole like we just hurt each other a lot and let's hug it out a little bit. Saya put the belt around Mina's waist. That was cute.
Check out the logo design for Club Venus, led by the 17th Wonder Stardom champion Mina Shirakawa, has been decided. Club Venus is here.
Oh, I need to print that out. I'm gonna put that on the door of my little recording room. It's like welcome to Club Venus.
I think I need to get a tramp stamp. What?
Well, that's not gonna get you back on YouTube. At this point, just show it off. All right, now it's time for a serious talk. So we were saying if we were to do like a fund, when you get to a certain point, you do a live stream in Fukigen makeup.
Yeah.
How much? What's your number starting right now that we track that gets you a that gets you a tattoo?
A tattoo.
Like I mean, a tattoo, any tattoo. I mean, I'm not even gonna like say it has to be Club Venus, but there's got to be a number up there that gets you like mystery inked here.
Mystery inked. I don't even know what it is.
We'll come up. Oh no! This is what we do. We get a few of the fans. We get Enigma throws in a tattoo idea. Hendrix, you know, all the regulars, and then you know we reach a number. We play a game, and you know pick out of a hat, and you probably accidentally pick Enigmas, and you have to get an Izumi tattoo. That's probably a much higher number though. Oh man. Okay, how about this? Riddle me this. How much for an Utami rose on like your shoulder blade or somewhere manly? I mean, she's given you 2 already.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna not talk about that because then that's all I'd want to talk about. But if you want me to.
All right, we'll move on. We were just spitballing. All right. So that's in the work, everybody.
No big deal.
Juno's Stardom Mystery Inc.
No big deal. I just casually have been chatting with Utami, but whatever. It's no big deal.
And you know what hasn't happened? You haven't received Utami cannot receive your messages. That hasn't happened yet.
Not yet.
Like, could you imagine? That would be amazing if it ends up on one of their like little vignettes where they, you know, you see all the girls joking around, and you just be like, "Oh, it's him again." They're like, "Ah," and then you just like see one of the girls be like, "Oh, just send him one of those roses. It's the only thing that seems to shut him up."
Yeah.
Or she's probably like, "Oh my god, I can't believe Juno said hi to me again. I've been waiting for him all day. Here's a rose." That's probably how it really went.
Yeah, she's just too shy to say anything else.
So Shuri wrestled a match where apparently I didn't know to the end when the ref said we don't count to 3. You only win by knockouts. So that's a type of match that Shuri does now. Shuri versus Chihiro Hashimoto. Now this is a big girl I can get behind. She annoys the fuck out of me, but boy can she go, huh?
Yeah. She's really annoying, that's for sure.
Yeah, she's annoying as fuck, but my god, like she is
There,
a really good wrestler, dude.
I just want to. There's one part that had to mention because it's so badass. Right, said center of the screen. I can't say her name. Chihiro hits this monster spear onto Shuri, and I think Shuri smacks her head on like a ring post or something under the ring or like concrete floor, and it was brutal. And I thought she was dead. But what makes Shuri such a fucking badass is that Chihiro looks like she's just gonna crawl or stands back up and she's just gonna get back in the ring and go for the count out. And Shuri, who just got her brains splattered all over the floor, grabs her by the ankle and is like, "No, I'm not done with you." Like
that was your spot of the night or spot of that match too. I remember you saying that too. Like right while watching it, you're like, that is effing insane. Like that was Shuri got her bell rung. Like that was
yeah,
everybody like step away and let her breathe and see if she has a concussion, which she probably did.
yeah.
Yeah. What you said is 100% right. She pulls her back out and is like, "Oh no, my turn, asshole." My favorite part about a Shuri match is that when she gets hit, you know she's just going to give it back 3 times harder. Oh, it's so good. It's so good every time. Shuri ends up doing whatever awesome stuff she does, and then she ends up on top of Chihiro, and the ref just waves it off. And of course, with everything, when I watched this, I didn't rewatch it with an English version, and so I didn't realize that. Of course, Shuri isn't going to do a normal match when she can have a knockout only match. So the ref waves off the pin attempt, and then I believe on the site I saw you scrolling down, Shuri wins via KO. Nothing fancy. We're just gonna call her move face kick. She just
Face
knocks her the
kick,
fuck out.
face kick, KO.
How would you describe the finish? Because we both described it the same exact way, which I thought was sort of funny.
Um,
As Chohiro's getting
yeah,
up, she's reaching for the ropes, trying to fight to her feet.
and I was like, "This. I hope this ends like Rocky, and she gets to like." She's the ref's counting. It's for a 10 count, or I don't know if it's a 20 count or 10 count. It doesn't matter. Gets to 9. She like pulls herself back up to her feet and then like falls back down. And the ref's like, "Oh no, it's over."
I know, which was super funny because then I watched it the next day with you, and then I saw that happen. I'm like, "Oh my god, just like Rocky!" And you're like, "Holy cow, that's what I said yesterday!" And no one in the chat knew it. So you know, I'm on your wavelength at least, dude.
And then Shuri said, "It's fucking crazy." She shrieks, like she's got the every second of a Shuri match, she's screaming on the top of her lungs. It sounds like she's gonna blow her voice box out. I'm like, damn, get this lady some nice hot tea. But then after every one of her matches, somehow you had a good take. Like we'll get to Tam Nakano after her matches. Always sounds like a demon. But Shuri's like,
The
thank
exact
you.
opposite.
Yeah, she's so cute. She's like, thank you for fighting me. Thanks for coming, everybody.
And after Tam wrestles, she forgets that she's supposed to be a cute anime girl. She's like, "How did you like the match?"
Yeah, she's like a screamo, like death metal cover artist.
She sounds like that fucking 28-year-old sorority girl that forgot she was supposed to graduate and smokes 10 packs of cigarettes a night. Every time. Dude, before we get on to the next one, do you mind if I take a minute break? We're actually in an hour in or so, which is fine. I knew this was going to take a while, but it's a good time for a quick halfway break if you're into if you don't mind.
Halfway, it's Allstar Grand Queendom, of course.
Catch up with the chat. I'm sure everyone's like super excited about the tattoo idea. We're gonna
Um,
get you tattooed, baby. for free. Come on, we can raise the money to get you a tattoo. I'll be right back.
Let me start scrolling back through. A lot of people, yeah, we watched some of the pay-per-view together. So people pulled an all-nighter. Oh no, now I'm being reminded. Super chats ain't available. I'm like, yeah, of course. Every time we get monetized, 2 days later, it's like, nah, just kidding. Actually, the robot said it was fine, and then a person went back through and said, no. Then they finally lost the title. How can that be awful? No, that was great. Just a weird ending. Is Momokogo okay? I have no idea. No update. Which could be a good thing. I don't really know if they publicize that a lot unless they know they're going to be okay. Or unless they're going to miss a show. I can't stand idol girls. Ugh, God. Who doesn't love a Meltier concert every time Tam Nakano or Natsupoi come to the ring? Ugh, I'm not getting an Azumi tattoo. That's just not happening. How much? How the? I'm not agreeing to this. This does not work out for me. The joke was, for a certain amount of donations, I would do a show with Fukigen face paint. And then it was, well, then I'll do a show where during the show I'll be painting my face like Fukigen to start the show. I don't know how that goes into now I'm getting a tattoo.
It just makes you're the one that said you wanted a tramp stamp.
Yeah, for Club Venus is here.
All right, well that's fine. I think we can raise the money. You don't even have to pay for it. I think you just need a little bit more moonshine, and then you'll agree to it. So far, this match or this show, I thought to myself, like everything that I would want to happen has happened. This is the greatest thing of all time. I'm not even going to be mad when Mayu Iwatani loses to Mercedes Monet for the IWGP Championship. Excuse me. Let me clear my throat. Then you started seeing behind the scenes. It was super funny because I think earlier that day, I'm talking to my brother. He's like, I heard Monet didn't have a contract, and I thought to myself, that's why I texted you. I think Mayu can actually win. And then someone in the Discord goes, Monet has extended her contract with New Japan. And then I texted you back. I'm like, there is no effing chance Mayu can win. What do you think about this match? This is your first time seeing the new Mercedes Monet in a match, wasn't it? You've found a way to miss her first couple defenses.
Found a way to miss is a good way to put it. Why did I care about a New Japan belt that was never on a Stardom show? That's my take.
You sold the belt from the start of the tournament, which was even more like interesting. I was like, I didn't hate the belt until at least the tournament was over. And then it was even a month after that.
Yeah. I think I have a new it's my new champion. The new greatest belt in all of wrestling.
Well, that's what it basically transcended to. There's a couple things that shock me. I said that there's no way in hell that a New Japan belt, which is what this was supposed to be, is going to change hands on a Stardom show. There's no way in hell Sasha Banks is going to lose it with her name recognition with a pending U.S. tour. I said there's no way in hell. I don't know. That would have been the only two reasons. But anyways, it turns out that Mercedes Monet is literally my second favorite IWGP Women's Champion of all time. Wait, third favorite. She's the third one. I think I probably liked Kyrie better. But you get my point. The belt sucks so bad I forgot Kyrie had it for fucking 3 weeks.
Mayu. What do I have to say about Mayu? She's so good that I just go speechless.
You could probably, let's just use Monet's words if you wanted, because by the end, Monet had to break character and be like, "All right, it's right. Everything they said about you is true. You are the Stardom icon, and someday maybe I'll be as good as you. Let's do this again sometime."
Yeah, and then she went backstage and looked in a mirror, and then before she did her post-match comments, she's like, "Look what this bitch did to my forehead. I want another. I'm the CEO. I'm the icon. I want that bitch in my city with my cousin." And then she's like, "Well, she's like, roll one up, because next time it's in Long Beach, bitch."
Yeah. Did she actually say stuff like that at the post match?
Oh, I probably censored it far too much.
Well, that's actually pretty funny. Well, good. Well, I'm all in for a rematch, I guess. I think Mayu getting a nice U.S. tour. Like, the more Mayu, the better. Like, just everyone needs to know who she is, right? I mean, she was around in Ring of Honor for a little bit when they were at their peak, but she could use I don't know, share the Mayu, I guess. We can share the Mayu.
Mayu versus Charlotte, Mayu versus Charlotte 2, Mayu versus Utami, Mayu versus Charlotte 3. I'm just giving you ideas here, New Japan.
I know someone was saying like nothing will make them happier than Forbidden Door having like Mayu versus Jamie Hayter. I'm like, well, that's not the Forbidden Door I want. You give me versus Mayu versus like a real female wrestler, and I'm a okay.
Oh my
There's
God.
way better American wrestlers that'll get Mayu over.
Imagine Rhea Ripley, she would destroy Mayu, and then somehow Mayu would come out with the victory.
Absolutely, she would. You know how she would. You touched on it. Sasha's forehead. Sasha had a fucking hematoma. What do they call it? A hematoma over on her forehead, like from a Mayu super kick that made her look like she was in a Nate Diaz UFC fight. Like,
did.
Dude.
That's why when after she lost the match and Mayu calls out Monet again to basically be like, you know what? Because Mayu's a good lady, so she's like, you said all these mean things about me, but you know, you were really good and you did a lot of good stuff for this belt. And then I thought Mercedes and Monet would give her a backstabber or something, but it must have been the concussion, because she says, I wonder if it'll say. I kind of forget what she says, but she was very, I'm very proud to be the CEO of Stardom, and Mayu, to me, tonight you proved that you are the true icon of Stardom. Mayu, please take care of the IWGP Women's Championship and show all the women and all the little girls around the world that you are a real icon. And I only had two thoughts. A, and most likely, it's a concussion talking. B,
she got the text on her way back, and Hunter said, "How much were they paying you? Double it."
I was also thinking maybe she loses to Mayu and's like, you know what? I could probably butter this idiot up into giving me a rematch. Mayu, you're so great. Mayu, you're so awesome. It would be so gracious of you to let me have a rematch.
Yeah, it would be something if if they do a rematch in like a Mercedes hometown. That could be a thing you could see going back and forth. But
yeah, Mayu is a total fucking badass. It doesn't happen very often where she just gets that smirk on her face like she knows she's the shit, and she spends the whole match just like pounding on Monet. Like, there's a point in the match where she's on the outside just choking Monet, and the ref's like, Mayu, and she's like, what? I can't choke a bitch out? Fuck you, ref. I'm Mayu.
this was a point. There was a point in this match, probably more than one, and usually in every Mayu match we watch. Mayu, I always say to you, like, does anybody love her job? Anybody in the world love their job more than Mayu Iwatani? When she does something cool, you can just like see under her hair this smirk, like she knows how awesome whatever just happened was. Like, Mayu loves her job more than anybody in the world, guaranteed.
I don't know if if these are, I'm conflating two really awesome parts. There's one part where Mayu picks up Monet for a tombstone, and then it was like dead quiet because in Japan they actually like to watch the match and not hear themselves on TV. But Mayu's just holding her there, like, no, like this is fucking cool. Like she starts like doing her hand, like, no, start clapping, and she just holds her there until like she thinks people are cheering loud enough, and then she gets like an evil smirk on her face and hits a tombstone, and you think she would go for the pin if I'm remembering the order of the moves right. And she just goes, no, 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 get up, Monet, in English. And then Monet sits up and she like soccer ball punts her head off.
What's cool about that tombstone too is Monet sold it great, like you would assume you would if you're about to be dropped on your head. You start hearing her yelling, "No, no, no!"
Mayu's like,
It,
yes, yes, yes.
it was good shit. I'll tell you what. Now, this might be the Mayu effect, but this is probably one of my favorite Sasha Banks matches of all time. Definitely my favorite one in any Japan ring.
Wait,
That's for sure.
This definitely qualifies as my favorite Sasha Banks match without Charlotte Flair in it.
Well done.
There was wasn't there like a whole year-long stretch on WWE on
It was like
on Monday
2017 or 2018 where they were like literally the only reason I turned it into Monday Night Raw. They were so good together for like 6 months.
because they wanted to get Charlotte like 8 more title reigns.
Yeah, which accidentally made Sasha like the second highest title rank.
That was good stuff. So now we have an international icon.
Yeah, apparently I just was scrolling around real quick, but I guess Monet said something along the lines of the next time they fight, it's gonna be on her home turf in Long Beach. Uh, at the something about Snoop at the doghouse. I'm like, all right, well, you might as well name drop while you're at it. Cousin's a cousin. Next thing you know, Snoop's gonna be in the New Japan. What do you call it? Hall of Fame.
Oh God.
I have a question. Do you think Julia can defend her belt successfully for the third time?
Oh, well, that's interesting you say that because backtracking a little bit, you were talking about all the things people were sending us about. Oh, Mercedes Monet, she's got a second house in Japan now, and she's learning Japanese, and she's training here, and she's like, I want to stay, and I got a new contract. One of the things people were also saying is like her and Julia were going back and forth on Twitter about how they should have a match and unite these two belts, like unify them. But thankfully, our two heroes never let that happen.
I was gonna say, luckily, well, now I'm at the opinion those two idiots can fight each other all they want. Dude, when it comes down to it, like, this is another match where I actually thought in my heart of hearts maybe Tam Nakano could win this. This wasn't a 0% chance. My 0% chances tonight was the tag match. I was sort of confused about the Kyrie and two Natsupoi matches because I'm like, I didn't even know how they got together. And then my other 0% chance was Mayu. So Ken, with everything we just saw, everything being made right in the best pay-per-view of all time, can another belt change hands? Does every belt do we get a new champion? Like for every belt? Except for Azumi? And the only reason is because she didn't defend it?
Coward.
Coward! Azumi! Coward! Dude, I really like this match, Tam Nakano versus Julia for the red belt. I really liked, I mean, if we're gonna end up with matches of the month, and I've been keeping track, I might have a match of the month question for you. Like, I really like this one. These girls, this is another, I don't know, when you're good together. Like, I don't like Julia, and 90% of the time I don't like Tam, but man, do I love watching them kick the shit out of each other for my enjoyment.
It's amazing how I could have the complete say what you said, but the opposite. Man, I really like Julia and I really like Tam, but man, do I never want to see them fight ever again. It was a match
Well,
that happened. I did like the couple parts where they're hitting each other really, 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 really hard back and forth, and then a couple times Julia, the referee, said it was a closed fist, and she's saying, "No, no, no, that was the elbow, man. That was the elbow. That was the
And
back."
I think bad guy Julia, she's just throwing closed fists left and right.
Well, she threw a knockout punch, and the ref almost called it. The ref almost called it, and she's like, "Nah, nah." She's like, it was the elbow, it was the her forearm.
Yeah, starts pointing to her forearm.
And then she did it again, and the second time she did it, the crowd, like, they didn't give a fuck about Monet, like, for as much as we don't like her, like, but Julia hits a second closed fist, and the crowd starts groaning, and she's like, "Shut the fuck up." Like, I know Julia wants to be liked, but when it comes to Tam, she's like, "Fuck you, fans. I'm gonna keep punching her in the face."
So it's good, dude. It was. This is why we don't recap matches. Because be like, "Is this really good?" It was, but they. I don't think anything really stood out to me too much. They hit each other hard. They did the normal stuff they normally do, and then the only surprising thing is to me, I wanted it to happen. I thought there was a chance. And Tam Nakano, by the end of the match, you know she was working hard because her Botox melted. She looked rough, but boy, does she look so much better with a red belt than Julia does.
I'm just gonna leave this here. When it gets there. This is all I have to say. At some point during this match, you think it would have been safer if they just started hitting each other. Well, if it was a real like mixed martial arts fight, the match might have been called.
Dude, that's why they only fight each other once every 2 years.
Look at that face.
Yo, she gets blown up. Well, she gets like whenever she wrestles really hard, like she definitely, yeah, she definitely melts. But that's whatever.
But it's alright because she got a hug from Yuri and she kissed the boo boos away and everything's all good. She's the champion. Pretty soon she's gonna have no friends and a title belt, and that'll be interesting.
So here's my take. I'm all in the cult of Tam Nakano. I love her. I think.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm all in. I'm a cosmic.
Do you love her?
Yeah, I think I'm there. I think I love the Cosmic Angels. I'm not so sure they're not the bad. They're not even close to the bad guys anymore. It's literally turned into.
Of course, you like the Cosmic Angels. There's only one left.
They got rid of everybody. Yeah, if you have that picture handy. So the night ends. Everybody in Cosmic Angels version 8.0 has a belt. Look at that. The two Natsu points with a Kyrie. And now we have the leader, the new Red Queen of the Cosmos. Fucking A, dude. Tam Nakano.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Yuri Kozawa.
That's the first time I looked up. When Angelo sees Monet in Japan and she asks me out, he can't wait to tell her, or when she asks him out, he can't wait to tell her no. yeah, no. I might not like her, but if I see her in person and she's like, "Hey, do you want to go out?" I'd be like, "Humana, what's my name?"
Do you know Charlotte?
Yeah, still got her number. That crack of the can means that's my last batch of Kool-Aid for the night. The Tam Nakano Kool-Aid. I'm serious. Like I love the Angels now.
There's only one.
Well,
Cosmic Angel.
An angel, I think. Okay. You know what? Well, she trimmed the fat. That's all we need is one. Charlie's Angel, Cosmic Angel.
She doesn't have any fat to trim.
Well, it's all good stuff.
Tamu's Angels. That's what it should be called.
What's your favorite match of this night? Not really even based on outcome, just like a match that maybe you enjoyed the most. I think that's actually two different. Actually, that's a couple different questions for me.
Well, because I watched I watched the whole show live, and then I watched it
You
again
basically
with
watched it
you.
twice, yeah.
Just scrolling back through. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd
Mayu,
be curious
probably.
with
You
the
think?
few people watching, like anyone in chat,
I'm
live
just.
chat, write your favorite match of the night on. I'd just like to get a gauge. My most entertainings, I think,
You think?
was
I was scrolling back. Like, I thought Micah and Himika would be like match of the night or up there. Like, I don't even know if it's top 5.
no, and
And it wasn't
I feel
bad at all.
no, it wasn't bad, but that also had one of those problems where I've been looking forward to this match for 3 months. You know what I mean? It's like whenever you're looking forward to like a new anything coming out and be like, oh my god, I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to see this. If it's not literally the greatest thing you've ever seen,
Yeah.
what are they supposed to do? Luckily, they were right before the tag match because it would have been completely forgettable if they were next to anything after that.
Um.
Uh,
I did say. I gotta say my favorite part of the night was getting a new Tommy Rose.
what time
Does
of the
that,
night was that?
does that count?
7:30 in the morning.
Does that count as my favorite part of the show?
What did you tell her or tweet her that got you a rose emoji?
Oh, I can't possibly say that. We might never get monetized again.
That would have been the perfect time to say. And with that, uh, I I really like this show just because it was all the feel goods. It's been a while, a long while. I was spoiled the first 2 years of my Stardom life where they were giving me everything I ever wanted. I mean, I would have been happy with any one of these outcomes tonight. Like literally, if you reverse every title match and give me any one of them, the tag, the Mayu, the Tan, literally anything, I would have been like, all right, successful pay per view. We're righting the ship. But no, they gave us everything. And if we're gonna go an entertainment factor, like one, Mayu is awesome in everything. But boy, do I love watching Shuri knock bitches out. My goodness. Wow. That's probably my favorite, like, just sit there and watch a wrestling show match. My favorite like surprising outcome is definitely New Era, if that's what they're still calling themselves, being the tag champs. Because I would have, man, if I bet the house in Vegas, I'd be moving to Florida to live in your garage. I'd be like, I lost the house. Like, I would have bet anything against that match. Angelo's favorite match is the undercard. Utami with Suzuki. I'm not gonna lie. Whenever Utami and Suzuki are there together,
Undercard?
obviously
You
it's
mean
pretty cool.
show opener? Actually, let's see. Actually, that's probably the Starlight Kid match. I think. I think Starlight's outfit is a highlight of the show. She looks really cool.
All right. Well, judge new outfits. Starlight, Ami, or Hanan.
Hane. Oh god. All right. On a
Well, the
scale,
Hanan one's the biggest change though, so that's actually it gets a shock value. When she came out, then I tell you, it panned on her for like 2 seconds because when it plays her Hanan music and then she comes out and we're like, who the fuck is that? we didn't we didn't even know who it was.
I still refused to believe it was her. She did
Sean
spray.
Wilson says his favorite he was in shambles, but then the Mina match saved him, so that was good.
Yeah, that's what sucks. Is I like Saya so much. It's like net neutral. I'm like I like Saya so much. I like Mina. Like my me liking Mina winning was balanced. I don't know. I was bummed
No,
out.
I'm 100% with you on that one. That's one of those matches where it was an awesome match, and I would have been happy either way too. Did we touch on the fact that the story of the Phoenix Splash played out? Saya Kamatani went for it, got scared, and her leg hurt, and she went back down. And then finally, later in the match, she goes up hits the Phoenix Splash. She starts counting her 1, 2, 3, and Mina kicks out. I don't think anyone's kicked out of it. And that's the story I'm sticking to.
But come on, I do gotta acknowledge that it looks like this belt has been there forever. It belongs there.
But, well, then you just can't wait for the next photo book.
What, the new artist belt photo book? That's gonna be good. I liked what Julia said after she lost. Basically, Tam said, "You're just gonna keep coming and coming for me and keep trying to take this from me, aren't you, Julia?" And then this is what I've been saying this whole time. Like, are we sure that it's not just self-defense? Like, this doesn't even translate. This translates so shitty. Like, and it's not even. I can't even blame Google. It's just like they put so little effort sometimes into like what their website. Like, why bother putting like quotes from people if they're not the right quotes or they're not the full quotes? So annoying.
You had something because you stayed awake to watch the English commentary, and you said it was something along the lines of Tam was like, "We're gonna be forever foes, right?" And Julia was just like, "Fuck you! I don't even want to see you again."
I don't like. You know the part where the part where I don't like you.
No, like, fuck off.
She says something like, "Julia, are you pretty or are you ugly? I don't know, but you're a monster." Either way, I stole your red belt and you're my biggest rival. Yeah, you're just gonna keep coming and coming. Wait, you're just gonna keep coming back to take this belt, right? And then Julia says, "You're the one who's so insistent." Yeah, you stole my red belt. And then she says, "I don't want to see your face for a really long time." So for everyone who came out to Yokohama Arena, this is what you just got to see, a really good match. Like, I'll give you your props. But Tam Nakano, Arrivederci, Matana, thank you, fuck you, bye.
Fantastic.
And then Tam also says some shit about like her. She's a psychopath. She's apparently, according to Tam, taking this belt was taking everything from Julia. And it just goes. I just want to talk about the story of Samson, the most hilarious, my favorite story of all time from like the Bible. It's like Samson just keeps murdering people from a separate tribe, and like every time like God gives him the strength to murder more of that other tribe, he's like, "God, please." He kills 100 people. "Please give me the strength for my revenge." He kills 1,000 people. "Please, God, I just want my revenge." It's like, I think you got it, bud.
And with the story from the Old Testament, I would like to say
and it works perfectly, because what happens when you cut someone's hair? Utami, Julia.
The power's in the hair.
Yeah. That's why Hanan's so cool. She's got a new hairdo.
I agree, dude. Listen, this pay-per-view is amazing. Did you want to stay on for a little bit after this and play like a quiplash or something, or shoot the shit? Because I'm gonna close this out for the podcast. It was long, but it should be long because Queendom was fucking great. But I'm gonna need a little unwind time. I really had a fun time reliving the show with you. I'm gonna watch it again tomorrow. I gotta call off of work. We're gonna watch the show.
I really do like talking about the story of Samson. This is the funniest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life.
Well, can we do that again after the next break? I'm going to close this down. We'll take a break, and then we'll play something if you want.
Do what?
Even if it ends up being one of the Discord games.
Bible time with Juno.
Yeah, it's Bible story hour.
Bible story hour. How is Tam Nakano? Tam Nakano, God's chosen warrior.
How is Tam our favorite Jew? Second. Oh wait, you said it.
Second to
that was our joke together. It's like, oh, second favorite Jew. Sorry.
Second to Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, I thought you were going Jesus. And with
oh yeah, he's up there.
Dude, I need to just start off before I ask you. Well, which you'd like to plug, but we have to start off by Quincy throwing into the Patreon. He is a Stardom fan, and he earns himself a thank you. Thanks, dude. Stardom fan producers in the creative tier. We have Chicken Brain. We have Jake Ebert. And I forgot what he goes by too in this chat. I should have wrote it
I
down. I probably
I
did.
can't keep them straight. That's why to Archon Blades, he did a Ko-Fi said Archon Blades / General Reaper.
I know. He thumbs it down for us.
Because
But you guys
every time the people who like from the YouTube, the Discord, the whatever, like sometimes they have different name for like Patreon or Ko-Fi, like.
Yeah.
So then I'll read it and I'm like, we got a donation from this guy, and then every single time, like, that's me. I'm like, oh, sorry, I can't keep them straight.
I know, it's good shit though. It's nice. Uh, Arcon Blade was actually the first I think ever contributor too, which was super nice. Slash General Reaper.
Who?
uh,
Oh,
but
a
yeah, well,
Reaper.
that's
I'm
not
just
to be
joking.
said. Like we do this like once a week or so, and just the donations are generous, and you know it's I know it says that it's like a Patreon tier, the creators tier. Give us an idea, and we'll try our best to knock a podcast out for it. I mean, there's been a lot going on, but between now and Fight Week's happening, but after that, there's like a month before the 5 stars. So if any of you guys with the donations have any suggestions, like we're all in. We'd love to do something. We have a few things in the works and some stuff we've been working on, but other suggestions are great. Thank you to Twilight Dream, Cedar Tiger, Rick Blade. Again, Quincy for joining or setting up the watch party. That was super cool. Today's live stream. Thank you, Archon Blades / General Reaper. The people in chat who are, I don't have everyone that's been here, but the people that stuck around that are still here now, thanks for making it fun. Well, all I see you start talking about closing the show. That's why I said, do you want to play a game? Everyone leaves, but we have Angelo, we have Riley Tucker, we have Sean Wilson. Is at least was showing up on mine. I know there's more there. I know I saw the Jacob Warrior. I saw Tucker, super producer Hendrix. He's like, oh, sorry Hendrix, we didn't make enough. You don't get your cut. You're still. Maybe we can raise enough money to get Hendrix. You know what? Maybe we get Hendrix a tramp stamp tattoo.
Oh, okay,
Hey,
yeah. We're gonna raise money. If we get enough money, Hendrix has to get a tramp stamp.
Well, if we raise enough money, he gets it. Does he have to pay for it, or are we paying for it for him? All right, okay. We raise enough money. Hendrix will pay for half of Hendrix's Stardom.
I vote for because I get a vote, right? Or do we have to share, or do I get a vote and you get a vote, or do we have to like decide? Because I vote for a Crunchwrap Supreme.
Oh, that's not bad. Oh, an Uno card, and then the Stardom fan logo. Which I'm assuming at this point, have you tried AIing yourself?
What?
You know that whole AI art generator thing. Have you done that to yourself yet? Because you could be our next logo. I mean, you're basically a meme already. I want to see what you like to run through that AI art generator.
Someone else can. Can I close out the show, please? And then we can hang out or do whatever.
Oh yeah, so we'll keep saying thank yous. You can support us right now. StardomFan.com sends you right to the YouTube, while the regular site is under some kind of construction. However, well, really, at this point, anything we do is in all the show notes. If you're on the podcast, scroll on down. If you're on the YouTube, scroll on down. Support each other, our friends and fans. Like a lot of people have good stuff, good YouTubes. The newest one I saw was Jacob Burrito, freaking out over seeing Tetsuya Naito live. That was a cool video. What happened? Enigma had a podcast. That was good. I think he got a prediction or two right. He probably got more right than I did, come to think of it. Anything you want to shout out? Super producer Hendrix?
Mm-hmm. Yep, super producer Hendrix.
All right, I gotta take a break. Johnny, is there anything else you wanted? Did you want to play a game for a little bit? I can usually pull up, staying up for like till 12:30 or 1, which turns out to be too late anyways. But I'm off on Wednesday. I only gotta work drunk tomorrow, and then I can take an extra nap.
Well, I wanted to close out your podcast, our podcast, my podcast, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that this
Ours.
picture that's on the screen of our podcast and yours, this needs to be the cover art for the next podcast episode because Tam Nakano gets the belt. She gets the girl. You've been Mark. I've been Juno, together with God's chosen warrior, Tam Nakano. Thank you for listening to Star Fan Podcast. Johnny.
That was really good.
Thanks.
Great job. Now I got a message that I was like, wow, look at that. Usually, you know what? I just glossed over you because every other time, you know what? It's a year in the making. You found it. I go, all right, man. Anything you want to plug? You're like, I don't know. I don't really do outros. I'm just gonna read Twitter while you mumble. And you had one ready today, and you got it out. You just pulled it out of nowhere. That was A+.
All right. So how?
I don't know. I don't know if we
Let's
can raise enough money for an AZM tattoo on Juno.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Hendrix. I'll chip
Hendrix,
in for that.
Are you up for a tattoo? Yeah.
For $1 million, I would get an AZM tattoo.
Oh, I'd get her face.
And that just got clipped, so whatever. You guys are mean.
Could you imagine coming home to that tattoo? I mean, I'm married. Yeah, I'll be like, I don't know what to tell you, honey. Like, I got $1 million for it, and she'd be like, no, you didn't. Yeah, she takes half of it on
yeah,
the way out.
I got $1 million for that.
And alimony. Bye. Enjoy your creepy tattoo, you weirdo.
I feel like I'm being used. If I'm gonna get clipped, I feel like I should at least get $1 on Ko-fi, and then after PayPal and you, I get like 15 cents of it.
You got like 713 the other day.
$1 million. I mean,
I did the math, and for what it's worth, I rounded up in your favor.
By the way, if we're splitting it, then that's $2 million. But $1 million for me. I'd get whatever tattoo you want. I mean,
$1 million really isn't as much as it used to be if you think about it. I mean, by the time you're done buying a house, a car, I mean, you really don't got anything left. You can't. It's not like you can retire off $1 million.
I mean, I got plenty of real estate. Just I have to stop at one tattoo. $1 million. You just said like after $1 million, like once you buy like the house and the car and everything else you'll ever need, it's like you can't retire. I'm like, why not?
Oh, good. A New Blood or a New Blood press conference went up. Looks like I love translating press conferences. I'll have to
and then
let you read through it and tell me which one's good. It's like they're always. I click on them and it's like an hour and a half. I'm like, it's just only so much to do. I only have so much time. I'm like, how do I know which one I'm going to watch?
Oh, I had a thought for you. Because I didn't know if this was going to be used, so I just, right before I got on, I'm like, let me just click through the news and anything that I thought was noteworthy, and then, usually don't use it.
Micah came out with a little bit of the bubbly, huh?
Yeah, Micah's got a little bit of the bubbly. She's got like you can get a 900 milliliter bottle of whatever alcohol this is. An Empress fan-shaped bottleneck holder. A poster. Oh, that's it. You get a bottle, you get a poster, you get what is this? Is this an Empress fan bottle opener?
How much is that? Is he the guy that
a fan holder
living or going to Japan? We need to strike up a deal.
No, here's what I want. Here's what I want.
And buying stuff for us and sending it, it's got to be way cheaper than their shipping.
Well, this is my idea.
You're going to fly to You're going to have Utami fly you in.
I've seen like local bakeries. Like they did one with Saya Kamatani and Utami. They did. They just had for Saki Kashima's birthday. Go to this bakery and get a pastry with Saki's face on it. And I'm like, I want that. Now
I hope you're
Micah's.
going into the fact that your sister basically owns a bakery and she's going to start selling Micah cupcakes.
Oh, that's an idea.
Hey, you know how you keep laughing at me for watching that anime wrestling? Boy, do I have an idea for you.
Okay, that's like another thing. I'm looking at this bottle. I'm looking at this bottle of alcohol with no label on it. So I'm like, it's obviously. It looks like some local like brewery. Why aren't we getting Micah to sponsor the Stardom Fan podcast?
Oh,
She'd do it, right? There's a price. She's got
yeah.
to have an agent.
Or zero? They probably charge us. Oh, you know what? I wrote something. I'm not recording anymore, but I wrote something down that I think we were supposed to touch on.
Mm-hmm.
Did you almost blow your hand off?
What time?
I don't know. For some reason, my bullet points are Quincy, thank you, Mayu, your roses, and then I don't know when I wrote this down. I just wrote blow your hand off. And then of course my last sentence is usually felony question mark. I don't know.
Well, not a felony. I don't know if you should still talk. You shouldn't talk about misdemeanors either. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
But moving on to bakery talk. My sister sometimes comes over when I'm watching Stardom wrestling, and I forget what she calls it. She doesn't
she
call
calls
it
it that anime wrestling or something, doesn't she?
Well, we were having a
Cosplay
conversation.
wrestling? Cosplay.
Weird Asian girl. Because she thinks regular wrestling is weird, but the way she was describing it, it's like you got these Asian girls, and I'm like, attractive, hot Asian girls, yes, and they're hitting each other really hard, and she's like, they're making weird noises. I'm like, no, they're making really weird noises. Like everything she's saying, I'm just like agreeing with. Like, no, they're not weird. They're very weird. They're not making weird noises. They're noises that you can't watch with the window open. For people walking down the street. Like everything she's saying, I'm just agreeing with it. Like, yes. Everything you said is true. What else did I think? Oh, that's nothing. Except I love reading the rules about like handicapped people and like you're not allowed. You're allowed to say, what you're allowed to wear.
Oh, the new blood was only 46 minutes. I'll be able to knock this out.
Damn.
Well, not all of it.
Quincy.
That's way too much work.
Gotta love that tweet. He's. It was funny the whole night because he's the biggest.
What was that from? Did he actually send that to somebody? Like, I don't understand how Twitter works. You know me, I'm fucking.
I think how Twitter.
Boomer.
How Twitter works is you're supposed to search up Mayu Utami and you're supposed to try to video call. And then when that doesn't work, there's a phone call button because obviously she can't be on camera right now. And then when she can't talk, you're supposed to hit DM, and then before you know it, you get like a thing that says you're not allowed to get messages. Mayu Utami is not accepting your messages anymore, and for some reason I think there's like a glitch that I've been trying to talk to tech support for a while.
So that's actually pretty funny. So this was, this. So explain this Quincy one. Was that, or is that just? All I know is that it was at 7-Eleven in the morning. So that's like pretty ridiculous. That's like after the show you guys watched. That's after pulling an all-nighter and probably being up for 24 hours. So that's pretty funny.
Yeah. Oh, Hanan. Now I'm just going through and closing tabs. What a look.
That's the only reason I'm scrolling through New Blood's thing real quick. I'm like, nope, that was Ami.
Whatever this is. What is this called? The Tower Records. They did it last year, and they're partnering with Tower Records. You can get like special signatures and stuff, and I don't know if they work there. I don't know. There's no way you're getting
Dude,
Starlight. There's no way you're getting Starlight Kid to stock a shelf.
they do so much good shit though.
Yeah,
Like their promos are so fun. Watching that news site makes me so jealous. Like, because even if we go try to get something, because I bought stuff off the New Japan site, and it's just like everything is so expensive off their sites.
right.
So all that stuff's $16.50. Then how the fuck do you get it? You know what I mean? Like it's not expensive. Those pictures, like if you're there.
An interview with the Stardom president. I also saw this. I don't know if there's anything good in here. It seems. Oh, it's still got Xia Brookside. That's interesting. Future big matches. Any big matches that he wants to book? Well, there's a big match at a mega venue such as Rio Goku Gigano.
No.
However, well, is every answer just going to be like, yeah, we have a lot of stuff planned? Can you clarify? No. Well, you think the interview with Stardom's president would have something on it, but apparently no. Well, that's lame. That's all. I just look at Yuri and your new red queen. Gross. You got quiet. I'm by myself again.
Do you want to play a game or do you want to call it a night? It is like midnight.
It is like midnight.
Got some people hanging out though if you want to play a game.
You can play whatever you want to play.
Well, you got the thing going.
But I want to play a game.
Oh, well, then that's the answer to the question, jerk. No game.
Well, you said, I thought you said like you wanted to play a game, and I was like, I never said that. So I was like, no, you can play a game.
No, I said, would you like to?
Oh.
I thought we were getting used to a Monday quiplash.
Monday Quiplash turns into Tuesday morning Quiplash.
Well, it's practically Tuesday morning. Well, I'm good to say good night then. Enigma says games.
Enigma
says games.
Go play with yourself?
Oh no.
And the other Stardom friend does. Is that better?
Oh, this is actually pretty funny. I don't even know who it was. I was bopping through because I wanted to thank the Patreons. We had one exit from the $3 pledge, and they were nice enough to do an exit survey, which I really like. This is awesome, actually. I did not receive the benefits, rewards, or slash that were described. Feedback Stardom sucks, and quite frankly, all I promised at the $3 tier was a thank you every show, and you would have received that. I didn't like the benefits slash rewards that I received from Stardom fan. I'm sorry if my thank you was not sincere enough that I promised you. I'm not happy with the Patreon's features or services if my thank you still was not sincere. And Stardom fan was not as active as I expected. I'm sorry that my weekly thank you wasn't enough for you.
I mean, to be fair.
And with that being said, please, everybody else, don't leave.
I mean, I do always ask
for the love of God, don't leave.
to be fair, two things. I do always ask, hey, if there's anything you want to see, let us know, and maybe we can do that. But
I think it was Cedar Tiger too, who I like in Discord, because he was the only $3 person.
Oh.
You know what?
When I say
I'll still say thank you.
Yeah,
lots of thank yous.
When I say you're gonna get a thank you, what more do you expect? And to be honest, and to be fair, all we do is a podcast. So what more do you want?
I'm not used to negative feedback. Usually everyone's just so nice to us. Is this what the internet's like? Huh.
Just look.
I get upset when I look at it's usually overwhelmingly positive, but you look at the YouTube analytics and it's like every now and again like an 84% positive feedback shows up. You're like, "Oh." That's
Oh.
it.
Sorry if my thank you wasn't sincere enough.
No, I really
Johnny,
mean them.
I do.
I really mean my thank yous.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye bye.
I'll mess around. Wait, with anyone still on? Did you close it? Close it?
Not yet.
Oh, I'll meet anyone in the Discord. I'll bop around with that fucking what's it called game? That meme game. If anyone wants, or if in the Discord. Or maybe I'll set up a quiplash. I don't know. I'll get the I want to do something for an hour. I need to unwind. I'll go on Discord and catch the flavor, the mood of the room. But Juno, if you're heading out, good night, buddy.
Bye.
Or I'll see you and let me talk to you. I'll be in let me talk to you in a couple minutes. Bye, dudes.
Bye. Shit, what do we always say? Wubba lubba dub dub.